LAProbate expert here today with our Tuesday afternoon real estate investing Zoom call, realestateinvestingzoom.com. We do it every Tuesday at 3 p.m. We talk about all things real estate related to investment. It's designed for wanting to get started investors, want to be your first time looking for second, wholesalers, real estate agents, seasoned investors and vendors to help us increase our income and build our wealth. And today, I'm really excited to have what I think is a really special guest, a man I have a lot of appreciation and respect for. And I'll tell you how much. Lloyd Segal is the, I think, CEO or president of LARIC, LA Real Estate Investing Club.com. Now, don't be misled. They do business or have investments all over the country. They've had people from other states, different programs that involve other states. But his activities in real life, live events, are based in LA. Pre-COVID, you may remember at the Olympic Collection. And so I'll tell you how much I love Lloyd and his events. Lloyd's first post-COVID event was at Ackerman Hall at UCLA. Now, Jack, I know that excites you, but if you know me, the last place I ever want to go is the UCLA campus, unless it's in front of the USC football team and the marching band. Otherwise, I'm not interested in going there. But for his event, I went to Ackerman Hall. It was a great event. And I forget how many people he had, 250 or so people. He had an event.
326.
It was huge, like 60 something vendors. I made some great connections. In fact, I made a connection to a vendor who's helping me close a listing that I've had for quite a while because of that relationship. I would never go to UCLA. So he hosts a once a year event at Skirball Center. That was great. If you missed it, he's one of, I think, 2 or 3 co-hosts, but about 450 or 500 people were at that event. That thing was packed. It was sick. I was there all day long. And I'll tell you guys, I don't work after hours. I work hard 8 to 5 or 6 every day. I don't go out at night, but to Lloyd's event. I don't go out on Sunday, but to Lloyd's event. The Skirball Center was fantastic. And so how does he thank me? Now he's not going to have it at Ackerman Hall. He's going to have it at the Iman Center, Cultural Center, which I'm sure the religious Muslims there will love seeing me, a Jewish guy with a kippah coming in. But hey, it's LA. We're all supposed to be accepting of each other. And but because it's Lloyd, I'll go. See, that's just how much I really think about this guy.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
I get asked a lot from people who want to get started in investment. Maybe they made good money in their business or job. How do I get started? What do I do? And I'm certainly glad to give some advice, review things, but I don't really have a program to help teach you to go from 0 to 1. That really requires, I think, 3 things. It requires a leader or a teacher or a coach, requires a system or process. It requires a group of comrades, colleagues, team members, family members to help you through the process. And a guy who has that, I believe in LA, does a great job with it, is Lloyd Segal. So Lloyd, welcome to our Real Estate Investing Zoom.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you.
I hope the love comes across. It's genuine because I hate going to UCLA.
Great.
Never go after hours. That's just not me. So give me a little background. How did you get into, where'd you grow up? And then how'd you get into real estate investing?
I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Steelers.
Uh-oh. Bad week for that one.
And I was didn't get into real estate until after law school. I had been representing rock bands, and on my dad, who's owned apartment buildings his whole life, offered, and I sort of was resenting real estate because of my dad's involvement for whatever, and we both bought a house. He contributed half the money. We bought a house on Cantaloupe Street in Van Nuys.
Wow.
And that was based on signing a recording artist to Chrysalis Records, Nick Gilder, Hot Child in the City. And
wow.
when the second record had failed and I had just returned from Europe and no artist signed, I was complaining to my dad, who's my business advisor, because he's the best. And he said, "And how's the house doing in Van Nuys?" And I said, "Well, the house is doubled in value." And he said, "You hear what you just said? You're worried about music. In the meantime, your house is doubled." And I never looked back. I changed cold turkey into real estate that day, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow. So how'd you get from investing in real estate to LA Real Estate Investors Club?
I had spoken at the club several times over the years. And one day Phyllis took me aside and said that she was ill and didn't think she could continue to operate the club. And there's only one person she could conceive would run it. And would I be interested? And I said, absolutely.
And so give me a little background on what's kind of the mission of the club, or what's kind of, you see the purpose of
Sure.
what the club does? Because a lot of real estate things going on, but
We're
this
doing
to me is
lots.
unique. I can't put my finger on it. What is it?
We've done a lot of different things, but the goal of the club is to help people in three important benefits. Number one, education, which we're doing with our monthly meetings and our seminars and all of our workshops and boot camps. Number two is networking, which we do through the monthly vendor expo, which you're one of our vendors. We appreciate. It's also through our gold membership, where we have like a subgroup that they do their own activities. And then it's through mentoring. It's helping people get started. So we run a whole gamut of classes from beginners to, we have the experienced gold members and everything in between.
So talk a little bit about the boot camp, because I think people often ask me, it's a very low price point. I know that there's a special going on before. It's like $149, it looks like, and then after $249, but still,
right now. And then after February 19th, the price jumps to $1 million. So we're recommending that you sign up now. It's Saturday, February 26th from 9 in the morning till 6 at night, although we've been known to go to 7, 8, 9 o'clock as long as there are people there still talking. And it's all the fundamentals, how to find deals, how to finance them, how to put them together, strategy, techniques on how to buy them, and then deciding whether to rent them out or fix and flip, how to do wholesaling. And it's really jam-packed. And we give a big, thick workbook of over 120 pages so that everyone can take the information, take notes, and also take it home with them. And the best thing of all, Bill, which I always forget to mention, is that once you've come to the boot camp once, you can come again and again and again. And so a lot of our people attend 2 or 3 times because you just can't get it all in one Saturday. So that's a big feature we offer, and I never mention it.
I think the thing, you and I haven't talked about this, but just the part that I find why I'm comfortable recommending it, and I have nothing to do with it other than people ask me for help and I want to help them, is that really the whole event is content so that they end up with these modules and an overview of real estate and perhaps a game plan what they want to do. It's not just an advertisement for the next event, though you do have.
There is no next event.
Right. I mean,
There's
you have
upsell. There's no upsell. It's right. 8 hours of information. Right. And most important thing is you come back to it again and again and again. That's the difference.
And then I think some of these modules, you have vendors. So if you come back to the event at the monthly events, you're going to meet vendors who can help you tear into those details. I know you talk about probate a bit. I'm there at the event every month for free. I'm glad to help people dive deeper if that's where they want to go. So I find that the boot camp to be really one of the best values of real estate in Southern California. Again, it's $149 now for the program on Saturday, February 26th. Now you also have like a series. Well, the upcoming is a vendor expo. So anybody who's a professional, I have a table there. I pay money, and basically what I'm doing is I'm helping Lloyd promote an event where I'm one of 60 vendors, and there's about 250, real estate investor prospects there, but some of them are agents, some of them are vendors and such. And so if you're a vendor, it's a great place. But I would say if you're an investor, it's a great place, even better, because you're going to meet people. Come a time I'm working on my Rolodex of vendors. You get them all in that one night.
You're exactly right. So it's great for investors that want to put together a dream team of different real estate disciplines and professionals that you can work with. It's also great for, like you said, other vendors, because some of it B2B is business to business, work with the other vendors, get referrals back and forth. Absolutely. That's what I was trying to tell to Jack a minute ago.
Well, yeah, and there is no attorney. There should be. There was an accountant there, and I use them for my tax preparation. Robert Hall Associates does a great job on my taxes so far. I met the landlord representative. I forget the exact term he uses, but he was great vendor at your event. I've met lenders there. I've met title reps there. I've met hard money lenders. So definitely a great thing. And then for individuals who have a topic that they're interested in, you have like a monthly, I just lost my spot here. You have like a monthly topic. February 1st is what women want. Now, what is that about? What women want? I've been married 36 years. I still don't answer that question.
Deborah Razzo teaches that. I'm not sure she won't let men come to it. So I don't know what she's going to teach them.
Got it. Next day, how to become a profitable landlord. That's a big piece of the puzzle. People want to be a landlord, but they
Cheryl's
understand.
a great teacher too. She teaches through the Los Angeles Association of Landlords. She's involved with them, and so she teaches.
Oh yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
class
yeah, yeah,
years.
yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen her. And then see Nick Chacon, where to find deals. He is an expert on the different data niches and how to use them to your advantage.
Yeah, no, you didn't say that, but that's all part of LAProbate University, and people can register for those classes. Right now, they're all Zoom. They're all 2-3 hour classes, all through Zoom. You can register at LARIC.com, which is LAREIC.com. And some of the teachers, by the time those classes occur in February, March, may want to do them live. But right now, we have them all scheduled for Zoom unless the teacher decides otherwise.
Live event though coming up February 10th is Amy. Now she was at the big event you had.
Yeah,
and
she's one of the most popular speakers. So I wanted to bring her back in 6 months because so many people didn't really appreciate what she was talking about in terms of raising capital for your deals.
Yeah. So look, I just, full disclosure, I don't get a penny from this. I want to help people invest, buy and sell more property and be successful at it. I like to direct you here because I'll be here. I'd love to see you there at those events. I think it will help you in real estate investment. Very modest pricing. This event, February 10th, is free. Cost if you're a vendor, free if you're an attendee.
And now parking is free, Bill. No more UCLA parking.
Man, I hate paying. When I get that credit card statement has UCLA on it, I have to tell you, I just want to burn the whole thing down.
We're now going to be at the Inman Cultural Center,
right,
which is at 3376 Motor Avenue in between National and Palms, just 2 blocks north of Culver City. So it's really, if you want to conceptualize, it's Culver City now, which is more centrally located if you look at a map.
I think we call it Culver City Post Office area.
Yeah.
Nice area. And I just don't think they're going to be kosher food there for me, but that's a whole nother.
They don't. But across the street, they do.
Okay. So look, Lloyd is an expert on teaching new real estate investors how to get started. He's an expert in helping people build businesses. He's done it for years. One question I saw from I think Shanae is in California. I'm in California. Lloyd, you're based in California as well, aren't you?
I am. Westwood. My home is in Westwood.
Don't sing any song with that word in it. But so the answer is yes, the live events are in Westwood, but the Zoom events and the training are all currently available on Zoom. So that can be done.
Careful, don't get confused now. The LAProbate University classes, which you can see on the website, those university classes all through February and March, and there's 23 of them. Those 3-hour classes are only on Zoom. But our monthly meeting and our monthly vendor expo, which are both on February the 10th, that is the one at the Inman Cultural Center in Culver City.
Free to attend, only charge if you're a vendor. And I recommend any professional to talk to me or Lloyd about being a vendor. I'm a vendor, I pay for it. It's funny, he always gets on me because people have like these really fancy booths and signs. I don't really know want to do that. I just want to support the event. So come by and say hi to me at least. I got lonely there. Maybe I'll bring some candy or something. So questions on how to build your real estate portfolio, how to get started in real estate, how to build your real estate business. Who has a question for master teacher and business entrepreneur Lloyd Segal? Anybody?
Yeah, who's got a question?
If you're watching on social media as well, I can monitor. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, I'm monitoring there as well. So feel free to type in the chat box live, or we'll catch them afterwards.
I got a question for you, Lloyd.
Fire away.
Justin with EXP Realty. I'm an agent in Palm Springs area. What kind of investments have you been entertaining in the past 6 months or so? And have you had any out here in the Palm Springs area that you've looked at?
I have no idea what he said. He muffled on the microphone.
He's in Palm Springs. He's an agent in the Palm Springs area. He's asking about what investments, if any, have you seen in general? Have you been interested in general, and specifically what have you seen in the Palm Springs area?
Well, personally, I'm enjoying myself. I just sold a house about 6 months ago in Tarzana, which was a rehab. It was 4,600 square feet on a half-acre, beautiful estate. I just sold that for 2.2 million. So I'm not going to work for a while.
Can you give us a little breakdown of the deal? Like what would you mind sharing some numbers what you paid
No,
for?
not at all. What do you want to know? I bought it for $1.4 million, put a couple $100,000 into it. We sold it in the first day, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful lot, beautiful house.
Some of you may have been in the call with us. I want to say a year and a half ago. We had him on. He was on his cell phone in the backyard of that property. It was beautiful. The backyard was huge backyard.
Yeah.
But it was a lousy connection. So I told Lloyd, we can't have you on to sell the property. He sold it just to be on this call today. He sold it for 2.2. We've gotten 2.5, but he wanted to be with you guys today, so he sold it at 2.2.
Hey guys, I'm thinking some of us would love to know how you found that deal. That sounds amazing. What's your strategy?
Great question. Who was that? Great question. Who was that?
Paul Hamilton.
Paul, thank you. That's the money question, and thank you for asking.
Paul, that was found through a wholesaler. All my deals at this point come from wholesalers or realtors. They sort of know what I look for. I look for multi-million-dollar properties that I didn't start that way, but at this stage of my career, I only want multi-million-dollar properties, and I want them where they're just down to the studs, where nobody else wants them. And that is not that easy to find, but boy, people know when they find those to call me first.
Nice. How do you publicize that? How do you get that out? Obviously,
word of mouth in my seminars. You know, some of the people that attend the basic training, or I do a fix and flip, which is a 2-day seminar around the country. When I do those, I let the word go out that I'm looking for something. I'm not looking for anything right now, but normally.
He's got to spend some of that money first.
Right.
You got to get all deposit. All those checks, it's hard to deposit all at one time.
Of course, famous last words. Somebody shows me something appealing, then of course I'll jump at it.
Yeah, and that's the goal we all have, is to have so much money and be so busy with investments. I will admit, I had a great year last year, and I've spent the last 45 days between tax prep and investing money and getting stuff right from last year, getting ready for this year. One of the challenges of success is to keep it going, for sure. So
I would love to know from this group, because this looks like a really great looking group. What is your biggest problem right now in terms of real estate investing?
who wants to answer that? What's the biggest challenge? Back from real estate investing.
I'm in California, so I think like for me, one of the biggest challenges I'm finding I'm a wholesaler, so finding wholesale deals in my area, or just in California in general.
Okay, how many people are having that problem? Raise your hand. I saw one hand go up, so that's.
I would say that's my biggest challenge.
Okay, a couple of hands go up. So here's what I suggest. Look, the market couldn't be hotter right now, right? It's never been more difficult to find deals. And I always say that, and then a couple of years later, it's more difficult. But the reality is that whenever you challenge it, whenever you're into the market, it's going to be difficult. But we don't want it to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So it's good that it's hard. So what we need to do is look for alternate ways of finding deals. We can't use the ways that we normally think about, like foreclosures. I mean, foreclosures or tax liens, those are what everybody else is looking at. You need to look for some more creative, unusual ideas. Let me give you some examples. Rather than worrying about foreclosures, maybe what some of my students are having more success with is mortgage lates. Those are people that are behind on their payments, but the lender hasn't yet started foreclosure, hasn't filed a notice of default. So nobody knows that they're in trouble. Nobody knows they're distressed. Nobody knows that within the next 30, 60 days, a notice of default is going to be recorded. Let me give you another idea. building and safety departments. Building and safety departments for every single city in California has a building and safety department, and those departments handle complaints and housing violations, and will serve a notice on those people. And those people may not initially realize they need to sell, but inevitably get to the point where they may not be able to make the repairs, and the next best thing is to sell the property. I've had some of my students go after those and have some success. And then my seminars, I go over like another 18 other ideas of places to go that are alternate sources of finding deals. Does that help, Paul, or whoever asked that?
Yes, it really does. It really does, and it lets me know that I was on the right track thinking with that, because I just started learning about sub 2, and I was like, why don't we just go after people that are that are having financial hardship? Like, instead of trying to find these houses that are like absentee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I run across some a number with you really quick, please?
Sure. 7.
Okay, so I have.
Was that the number?
I have
okay. Never mind.
No, I would have run across a ARV with you really quickly. So ARV is 441.9, and then estimated valuation on the property would be $70,000. So as an investor, would you purchase a property for $240,000?
Somebody do the math for me. I never pay more. You can write this down and you can put it on my tombstone. I never pay more than 65% of ARV. So what is 65% of the ARV you just gave?
Shanae, what you ran through the numbers pretty quick. I couldn't follow them. What was the 441,900? What was that?
We lost her.
You lost her. There you go.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay, so the ARV is
770.
No.
No, it was 440. It's 441.9.
What, and then what was the 770 number?
770. I didn't say 770. I said the ARV is 441.19,
Got it.
and then the estimation for the repairs is 70,000, and then I
Got
wanted to get an investor to buy it for 240.
Right. So Lloyd's saying that he would pay no more than
286.
65%, which is 287, 235.
Right.
Can I ask for clarification on that? Lloyd, when you say you'll pay 65%, does that mean acquiring the property, or does that include the fix-up you're going to put into that?
No. It does not include a fix-up, because a fix-up's going to be part of the other 35%. 65% is the most I'll offer to pay to buy it.
You will pay that for the hard asset, and then plus rehab costs.
Look, let's look at it differently. Yeah, the answer to your question is yes. I never want to pay more than 65% of ARV, because the other 35% is going to go to all my other costs, which includes 14% rehab, 6% commissions, 3% closing costs, and a 10% profit to me. Now, sometimes I can do more, but I will never. Sometimes I can make more than 10%, but I'll never make less.
And where's the property located?
Shanae.
Shanae, where's the property located? She's muted.
It's in the Antelope Valley area, so Lancaster, Palmdale.
Let me show you another example. Shanae, you said the repairs are 70,000, right?
Yeah, I estimated it around 70,000, and I've seen the property already, and it seems like that's about right.
Are you a contractor?
No, I'm not a contractor, but I had someone with me. I had like someone that fixes houses. They were with me, and they said that 70,000 is about a good estimated price. So that's what I stuck in.
Okay, good.
70,000 on a property that's going to be worth 441 sounds substantial. How would you describe the work that you're getting done?
There needs to be just new drywall, new plumbing, things like that. But the roof and the carpet, not even a carpet, but just there was no carpet in the house, but just the flooring was all still intact. It's not that bad, but the house does need major upkeep and updates, I guess you would say.
Okay, so yeah, so 70,000 sounds to me like a lot for a property. A lot of work. It's not just a fix up, but it sounds like it's some substantial bit of work. I don't know, but 65% is 287, and if you put 70,000 into it, that puts you at 350 for an ARV of 441. Sounds doable. Of course, depends on how long it takes to get the work done, and can a contractor perhaps get it done more cheaply, right? So, Shanae, if somebody's interested, why don't you put out your? It sounds like you're driving. Somebody's interested in getting in touch with you. Let's see. Do I have your information? I have your information. So, can I give out your phone number, email if somebody's interested?
Yeah, of course.
Shanae?
Oh yeah.
And Lloyd, are you interested in the
Yes,
property in Antelope Valley?
Yes, it's in Antelope Valley, Lancaster. It's in Lancaster.
Okay. So if you're interested, call me, text me, email me, and I'll give you Shanae's information. And Shanae, if you want to, feel free if you want to give it on the phone here real quick. But here's, in the future, I'd say is if you have a property that you want to present, send me some information ahead of time. We can do a little sheet and walk through the property and perhaps even do a better job of promoting for you. But good, thanks. So finding properties is a challenge. And here is Shanae just spits out a property. And if you're looking to buy something, it's available. That's the power of networking, right? When you talk to, we have on our call today almost 30 people.
Yeah.
That's why we do this call, is to meet more people. Who else has a challenge in real estate that you want to share with an expert, Lloyd? Lloyd's going to be the Wizard of Oz and solve your problem in real estate. What are the problems you guys have?
So I'll just double Shanae's comment. I've had the same problem too. 2 years ago, I found a couple of properties, and now I can't find a thing. They're being bid up to the price they want to sell a rehab for. By the time you put the money into rehabbing it, it's right there at market value.
Yeah, where did you find that?
Well, I've been actually doing this out of state. I've been doing it in Kansas City, so the numbers are a lot smaller.
Where did you find it?
I bought them both from wholesalers.
Wholesalers.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have the main principle that you're not going to spend more than 65% of ARV, you're not going to go wrong. But you're right. Some of these deals are already marked up almost to retail, and once you do your rehab, it's
There's nothing
already
left.
retail. You're absolutely
So, by the way, not to argue with you at all because it's working, but the two properties I flipped, my numbers were reversed. The first one I bought for 20,000 and I spent 40 fixing it. And the second one I bought for 35,000 and I'm spending 90 fixing it.
Well, those are probably special deals. You bought them for a lot less than 65% of ARV.
Kansas City is a different market. There's some really rundown stuff there.
One of the things from a mindset, what I would tell you is that what's changed in the market in the last 2 years is gotten harder to find deals, but easier than ever to sell deals.
To sell them, yeah.
And so you have to think.
Yeah, I agree with what Bill's saying. You know, we have up markets and we have down markets. When you have an up market, what you have is very few deals, but lots of buyers. And when you have a down market, what you have are lots of deals and very few buyers, because the buyers are all scared and run away. So because we're in an up market, just like Bill says, what we have now are very few deals, but lots of buyers. So I don't need to teach people how to find buyers. I need to teach you how to find deals.
Right.
That's the challenge.
So the 65 sounds a little high to me. Are you actually factoring in the fact that it is a good market for you to sell in?
Listen, if 65 is too high for you, then make it lower. It's what I've been able to advise over 30 years of doing this. But if you need a higher number or lower number, then adjust it. I work with my students all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a wholesaler, you can't even buy it at 64%. You need to buy it at 64 or 63 or 62%, which makes it even more difficult.
Okay, it's funny, on YouTube we have this whole running dialogue. I'm just going to ignore it. Crazy social media. Ignore that subject. Yeah, it's challenging, and I'll say the other thing is, it's hard to find deals today. It's easier to sell deals,
right?
And the deals you get, you make more money on. So, for example, Lloyd, how much money did you make on your Tarzana deal in the last 6 months just because the market went up while you sat there working on it? How much?
Oh God,
How-
couple hundred thousand.
You made $200,000. Probably frustrated that it took so long to get done.
At the time, yeah, I was concerned about that. And then if anything, I walked right into the market. It exploded.
Ditto.
That's the market we're in. So on one hand, it's smart to want to turn them over quickly to protect yourself. You don't want to get caught where you can't sell in a declining market. But we're in a market now where deals you get are easier to sell and more profitable, but so we have to put our energy into finding deals. That's why I do this call every week, and I do several other calls. I'm looking for deals. I want them to come to me and bring connected to my investors and my agents and my lenders and my vendors as well. So that's why we do this. Andrews, Lloyd, I'd be interested in your feedback here. Andrew says his biggest challenge is permitting from the city of Los Angeles.
Permitting? I don't think he really means that. Let's have, if he could maybe talk about it, because getting a permit is easy. You walk in, you pay $99, you get a permit. What your problem is getting the approvals. Is that what he's really saying?
That's,
I mean, anyone can get a permit.
Yeah, I've brought this up many times here. We got out of the deal. We sold it to another investor. We made a little bit of money on it, but it took us a year to get a permit for a renovation of a house, and when we sold it, we were still waiting for a permit for an ADU, and that we had waited for 14 months.
Well, there's always an aberration out there. I've never heard of such a thing. There's reasons why that occurred.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know why. We were in contact with them. We had people. We even had an expediter who helped, and he didn't charge anything, but I had an expediter, and I don't know. Yeah, we got out of it though and didn't lose any money, but yeah, we're talking a year to a year and a half.
Well, so there's a reason for that, and that's a whole other show right there.
Yeah. I think some of these things also, I know I've seen presentations on different niches and they make it sound simple. And I would say all these businesses can be great businesses, but there's nothing simple or easy about any of them. They all require, hard work and learning the details. Winston, I see your hand up. How can we help you?
Thanks, Bill. I'd love to ask Lloyd about what his recommendations are on obtaining private funds.
Private money.
Well, I made it really easy through our club. We set up a loan center. So if you go to LAProbate.com and then you click on Loan Center, you answer, I think, 6 or 7 questions, and then we send it out to we got about 103 lenders now working with us around the country. And you answer a couple questions, we send it out to the lenders, and the ones that want to respond directly to you. There's no fee, no cost, and the whole thing is taken care of. I've made that as easy as possible.
That sounds awesome there. Did I read, Lloyd, you have I guess one of your next meetings is dealing with raising private capital?
Yeah, that's Amy Mahori from Austin, Texas. She's a star on HGTV. She's speaking on February 10th February 9th in Oxnard, Ventura, and then February 10th here in Los Angeles.
If we couldn't make the meeting, is there a way to get a recording of that meeting?
No recordings.
She's a big talent, so yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be challenging. Okay. Thanks, Winston, as always.
I also want to mention, in answer to Winston's question, so the basic training bootcamp, part of the thing in the workbook is a page. We have all the hard money lenders who are licensed in California. And we have that list is now up to 23 lenders that are eager to work with you when you get a deal. So that would also, those are all private lenders. Got that, Winston?
Got it. What I was aiming for, though, Lloyd, is I like to steer away from hard money lenders. They're looking for just more private sources that would be a little bit more reasonable in their rates and their points.
How are you getting to private sources now?
You know, I've just been talking it up, but so far, no takers. I'm at the point where it's getting more difficult to get financing because of multiple properties, but I don't want to stop. I want to keep building. So I'm in searching for a while for private funds and haven't got anything committed to me of any reasonable size yet.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
private.
Yeah, I would say I find the opposite, that the private money is more expensive than the non-qualified or the
Yeah,
hard
I
money
agree.
lenders.
I would agree with that too.
That you know, private's just scale, right? When you do 10 loans a month or 100 loans a month, you can lower your costs and pass that cost on to be more competitive. Private lenders, when you say it to me, it sounds like you're talking about some guy. I'm a guy, I'd lend you money. But for me to do it, put the work in, my margin's gonna be higher than some of the hard money lenders are out there, institutional.
Right. Now, what I'm looking for is not short term. I'm looking for a little bit longer term than what most hard money lenders want to do.
What kind of term are you looking for?
I'd love to see 5 years.
I think you can find hard money lenders to 5 years. Their vendors were at your event. I can just think off the top of my head. There are probably several there who do loans cheaper than a private investor would. And would do a 5-year loan or 10-year loan. I see those all the time.
I'll check his website. Thank you.
I would, yeah, I would definitely check his website. And
Hey.
Liz, maybe we talk off the phone here. I know other guys maybe to introduce you to as well.
Thanks, Bill.
Great, of course.
Hey, Lloyd, Nick Cates here. Do you ever run across lenders that do loans to people who are trying to invest with retirement assets? Either non-recourse loans or, you know, lenders that are lending based on not to an individual, but to your retirement trust, those types of things. Because I have clients and I myself am interested in using retirement assets to invest in property. So you ever run across that?
So you're talking about, you have clients who are using their retirement monies to buy properties.
Yes, they have, and I myself have self-directed 401k, self-directed Roth IRA funds that are available to be used to invest in real estate. And so it requires non-recourse financing, which basically people who are willing to lend based on the value of the property and not based on your, you know, your credit or any of that kind of thing.
Again, you're asking for specific lenders, and what I'm telling you now is that we set up this website through our homepage that does all the work for us. So what we do is loans come in, you request on our website, and we just send it out to the lenders, and those that can do it will respond directly to you. So I don't know now what lenders are requiring and not requiring. Thank God, that's one less thing for me to think about.
Do you ever see any of your clients using that strategy? Because a lot of people have money locked up in retirement accounts, and rather than investing in the stock market solely, or, you know, whatever other assets.
I see that all the time. Plus, they're getting loans in addition to that. They're using that money to buy properties, and they're getting loans in addition. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. Okay, got it. Yeah, because that's a strategy I think a lot of people don't really think about as investors. Even people maybe on this call, you're a realtor, you're whatever, and you can really put your retirement assets to work to help you finance deals, or at least put down payment money down and so forth. So
Yeah.
just a thought.
No, that's happening a lot.
Yeah, more and more. Because you have a lot of people who have a lot of money that's run up in the last few years in stock options and such, and they want to lock it. So yeah, definitely. Good. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Nice seeing you.
Is there some questions in the chat area?
Roth IRA custodian that you'd recommend for that deal?
I used my solo 401k .net. I think they're the ones that kind of set my situation up. And then there's some other things you're going to have to do to put your assets into order to be able to do that kind of investment so that you don't get dinged by the IRS. But there are some things that you can look into. But I would suggest my solo 401k.net is a place to go.
right? That's a whole topic of using retirement funds and financing it. Good. Other questions for Lloyd? Or what's your biggest real estate challenge? What's holding you back from making the fortune that you know you deserve? Anybody?
Are there
I'll go.
questions in the chat section?
I don't
No.
see anything in the chat section.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I want
Cheryl.
to figure out what's the best way, like I'm a realtor and like I want capital to buy and fix and flip because that's my kind of thing that I want to do. But I also want to, partner up and transact, because it's just been so long and it's like I'm just not having any luck. I don't know if I'm farming in the wrong areas or not coming across the right, leads or whatever. But I thought that,
Well, Cheryl,
working.
let me help you for a minute, okay? First off, you're not having any luck. So first, break it down. Where is it and what is it you're looking for and where you're going to try to find it?
Okay, well, I'm looking for, properties like duplexes in just LA general, like in different areas like mid-city kind of, I like mid-city, which is like 9001918.
Okay, so the first problem is you're already too specific in this market.
Oh,
You're limiting yourself to duplexes and now you're telling me specific zip codes.
I thought,
You got to broaden it. That's just much too specific.
okay. What do you mean? Like all over anywhere?
You're saying you're not finding anything. So you're not finding anything because you're really in a confined area, only looking for duplexes.
No, I'm not only looking for duplexes. I mean, I am, that's my ideal. I'm just saying that if I had my way to buy something, that's what I want to buy. Like my next purchase is something like that. But in general, I'm open to wherever. And, because I live in the west side of LA, so I don't want to like go far outside of like so far away, like a 5 or 10 mile radius.
Okay, but the question is, what are you doing to find properties?
I am looking at like the things that you had said not to do, like in the pre-foreclosures and things like that, and the expireds and the canceled and just the distressed homes that are, unoccupied or whatever. But like I haven't really been doing the necessary marketing, like dropping off things as much. I've been focusing on calling, which I think I need to stop because I feel like I'm a dog with a bone and I can't let go. So I'm like, okay, I have to change up how I'm doing it because what I'm doing isn't working.
Stop. You're racing through 20 things at the same time and I can't help you until I break it down further. Let's just take one example you brought up in the 20 that you mentioned, expired listings. So what are you doing with the expired listings, particularly because you alarm went off in my head because you say you're calling on those, right?
Yeah. Well, I have been gathering, so far I've been gathering lists, and sending the list to the title company to get the phone numbers. And I haven't really been netting that many good numbers.
All right, so stop. So now I realize that you're getting, first of all, I suspect because you're a realtor, you're getting expired listings from your MLS. Okay, then you need to get a phone number. So instead of going to something like Spokio or Intellis, you're going to the title company and you're not getting them for a week later. And now what you've just said is that you're really not having much success getting phone numbers from them, true?
True, but their turnover is not a week. It's like a day or so, but yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, Spokio and Intellis, it's 5 minutes, not a day or so. So that's the next thing. Now, the ones you do get the phone number, what percent is it that?
The percent
You
that's
get the phone number.
I don't know, like I wouldn't, it's a very low number. Like I will call like I've
No,
only
just
so
give me a percentage. Give me a percentage.
like 2%.
Okay, that's horrible. So with Spokio and Intellis, which are more expensive, you're going to get close to 80-90% response phone numbers. All right. Now, with the 2% you do get, and you call those people, what is it that what's happening when you call?
they are not, they either took it off the market because they're gonna rent it out, lease it out, or they are gonna relist with the same agent that they had already.
So none of them say they're interested in selling.
Not the ones that I've spoken with. And that's only been recently because I had been just calling, like circle prospecting, like around just solds from my company, you know, like listings that are already existing. And I just call and say, do you know the value of your home, or would you like to?
Oh, look at that. See, that's where I was getting at. One of the biggest, it may not be you, but the biggest mistake realtors make when they call in expired listings, not in realtors that are really investors, is that you come across as a realtor to them, and that's probably the last person they want to speak to. It's already expired listing. Guess who's calling them when they have an expired listing? Realtors.
Yeah.
Just like
Say
you.
that. Yeah.
50 realtors, 40 realtors are calling.
Right.
Yeah.
And so instead of coming across as an investor, I want to buy your property, you just sound like one more realtor calling them. So your whole approach has to be changed.
Okay.
You have to communicate from the very beginning. And even with that, you're saying you're reaching less than 1 to 2%. Let me give you a better idea. How many realtors are listing right now? Raise your hand. 2 or 3. Okay, good. So here's a more creative thing. Why don't you go after the DOMs?
The what?
DOMs, days on market.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, so what do you mean? I mean, I know what days on market is, and I know if it's over 60 days, you know.
So right now in this market, homes are selling almost instantaneous because inventories are so low. So when you go back and you look at homes that are DOM, days on market, the longest, or even CDOM, which is cumulative days on market, they're not selling for one of 2 reasons, right? It's either overpriced or it's in horrible condition. So if it's a horrible condition, we want them for sure. I mean, I want everything that's in horrible condition. Please send it over to me. So that's not a concern. Number 2 is it's overpriced. Well, yeah, it's overpriced, but now they're not getting any offers. And you come in at 65% of ARV, at least it's an offer, and that seller might be tickled to death. Okay?
So do I say to them, I have a buyer for you that's interested?
No, that's talking like a realtor again.
I can't help it.
I know you can't help it. That's the problem with realtors. They can't help it. You need to
newish
say,
at this, so I don't know.
I'm an investor. I want to buy it, and I want to submit an offer.
Okay.
You know, and you have no reason to be embarrassed if you're off for 65% of ARV. That's what we can legitimately pay. And more important, they're not getting any offers anyway.
Okay. I'm going to try that. And to that point, I did have a property that I didn't have it, but it was a lot in the mid city, and it was on a slope. And if I mentioned this before, I'm sorry, middle age, I can't remember everything. But it's been on the market for 6 or 7 months, and no investors want to buy it because of the fact that it's on a slope. Like, it's on a hill, but it faces northwest and it slopes down. So like theoretically you would build the driveway to go down, or you would fill in the property to make it level, but nobody wants this property. And I'm like, who?
Good. Submit an offer to buy it at 65% of ARV.
Then what?
Call me.
Okay. It's a lot. And I had like all these ideas about building on it because it's a great.
It's just a lot. It's just an empty lot.
Yeah, it's vacant. It's raised.
Don't worry about empty lots right now. Let's just go buy some houses. All right.
Okay. I just liked it because I wanted to build
no, not right now. You're not.
Yeah.
Let's do.
I'm not in that position. I know.
Right. When you're more established, you can buy raw land.
So just go for the days on market that are longer than 60 days.
Right. And rather than, the longest, go to your MLS. Which one do you use? Claw?
California one. Claw, yeah.
Okay. And go to the ones that like take the 10 or 20, 30 homes that have been on market the longest. You're going to find properties that have been on the market a year, year and a half.
Really?
6 months. Yeah. Go look. and go submit offers on those. We just helped one of my students buy one of those in December.
So I will look, but how do I mean, like,
And rather than using the title company to get phone numbers, go to Spokeo, SPOKEO.com.
mhm.
It's only $36 for 6 months, and they'll give you all kinds of phone numbers. And unlike your title company, they'll give you email addresses.
Okay. But how do I, and maybe this is a dumb question, and I'm sorry if that I don't know this, but on the MLS, how am I gonna like determine the days on market? Is that something that, is that a criteria that I can type in? You know, how
Yes.
you
Yeah.
go
Yes.
to the
Definitely.
Yes.
real text?
Yeah, and if you need help, I can help you with Claw. I'm a member as
Okay,
well. Or, you
yeah,
know,
that would be great.
always call the help desk. They are great.
Yeah, they are.
Most
I just didn't know.
underutilized system in the realtor category is the help desk in the MLS they belong to. But I just ran duplexes in the MLS over 180 days active. There's 6 of them.
There you go.
Oh,
I look at those 6.
where did you type that in? Like in the
In the
real
MLS.
text thing?
In the MLS, yeah. No, in the MLS. These are
Well, you know
these
how
are
you
on
go in
the
the
market.
MLS. Uh-huh.
These are on the market, days on market over 180, duplex, and I got 6 of them to look at.
So I call those people theoretically, and I say I'm
Well, they're on the
Prepare-
market, so they're listed with agents.
Call the agent, but make sure you let them know you're an investor, not an agent.
Yeah, let them
from the investor hat,
Yes.
let
and
them
say
double
I
the-
can.
Do you have a
The deal.
business card that says you're an investor?
No.
Do you have a card that says you're a realtor?
Yes.
Why don't you have a card that says you're an investor then?
I hadn't gotten to that point yet because I haven't, you know.
I rest my case.
Okay, well, I will do that. I just, you know, I'm just learning which is the quickest way to transact because, you know, I want to get capital so that I could fix and flip, you know, but in the meantime, I just didn't know, I don't know certain things about like you were just saying, you know, to go after the days on market and, you know, tell them that I'm an investor and that I will purchase the property for 65% of the after the ARV. You know, I didn't know that I could do that. I didn't
Right.
know.
Start doing
Yeah.
some of this stuff. I think you'll have some real success.
I
Yeah.
will. I
wish you
am
luck.
because I, you know, got to get on it.
I'm all
We all
into
do.
nuts and bolts. Get this stuff done. I help a
Okay.
lot of people get started and become successful because it's an exciting field to be in. And if
It
you
is.
just refocus your energies, you can have lots of success.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you.
Anybody
I'll,
who's interested in that search I just did, I'm going to put in the chat box. There's 6 duplexes
Yeah, how did you?
in the LA area that are. Hey, David, how you doing? Over 180 days. Take a look at them. If you're saying those, call me, text me, email me, and we'll put something together. Work on together.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Fantastic. Hey, we're coming up on the end here. Lloyd
Sorry, I took up all
obviously
the time.
that's okay. Lloyd obviously is a fantastic asset. So just a real quick reminder that those who are interested, you can see him on LAREIC.com, Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club.
And would
And
you
they have a free event coming up on February 10th.
10.
It's a Thursday night at the Imam Center near Culver City. And come, if you're an investor, come. Love to have you. Love to see you there. Say hi. Tell Lloyd, if you come, tell him you came because of this call. If you do, if you're a vendor, call me. Love to have more friends at the event. Lloyd, any last
That's
question?
at the Imam Center.
Yes.
Okay,
Could
that's
you
right around the
repeat
corner.
this?
Yay.
Could
Okay,
you repeat
sorry.
the site?
LAREIC.com. LAREIC. LAREIC.com.
I'm gonna hit you up, Lloyd.
If you didn't get that, call me personally. Be glad to give you information and get you all set up on that.
Hey,
But
can
I
I give
appreciate.
you one tip?
Go ahead.
The Jimmy from Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm an investor and a realtor, but to give a tip for finding private money, not a realtor or just investor, you can look at Zillow. Look at $1 million houses. I look for people not into real estate. So I look at $1 million houses. I tell them what I do. I wait 30 days. I do a presentation. After that 30 days, then I follow up with them. Do they want to invest? So I looked at
Nice.
properties, multiple listings and serve. Also, $1 million house. I get the address and talk to them. I don't ask for money. I tell them what I do.
Nice.
So after I tell them what I do, I wait 30 days, do a presentation. Then I wait another 30 days. Then I ask them, are they ready to invest in real estate? So that's your tip to how to find private lenders.
Jimmy, thank you. It's a great tip. Look, I'll summarize what Jimmy said in one sentence is the more people you talk to, the more money you make.
There
So
you
there's a
go.
million different ways. We all got kind of caught up cerebrally. What should I do? Prepare? What's the right wording? What's the right postcard? But you got to get into action. One place to get into action is come to the LAProbate event. February 10th is free, Thursday night at the Imam Center, and you can learn more. Any last words, Lloyd? Do you want to give people to encourage them to get involved?
No, I appreciate people tuning in, and I appreciate these kind of questions. And more people we can help, the better.
Fantastic. Well, appreciate having you on. It was fantastic. And I'll see you on February 10th at the Imam Center, if not before.